What's going on? Well, it's been a long winter up here in Vermont. It's the first time out on the bike. It is May 7th. We've had a crazy spring up here. The temperatures and weather hasn't been cooperating much at all. Been out doing some other things, but today is one of the first nice days that I've had the opportunity to get out on the bike. Been doing other things. I've been snowmobiling in the winter. I've been riding my side-by-side, doing some hiking, just a multitude of other things. But now that motorcycling weather is back for, I would say, in Vermont for the next maybe 10 hours or so, because supposedly we're supposed to get snow coming in tonight again, which doesn't surprise me. When you live in Vermont, that's typically the case, especially in spring. Our summer really lasts about I would say 3 weeks in the summertime, and then we're in the fall and then back to cool again. It's a nice river here. This is New Haven River. I fish on this river. This road here we're on is called River Road, not too far from where I live in Bristol, Vermont. But yeah, who knows, this weather up here is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde one day to the next. Plus, with all this craziness in the world going on right now, hard to make sense of anything, much less the weather. But we have a beautiful day today so far. I can see the clouds coming in from the west. It's fairly cool out. I would say mid 50s right now. I got a pullover on and a sweater over it, but I'm usually pretty used to the cold. I actually like the cold, being that I snowmobile, so my body's pretty used to it. But looking over there, I see the clouds starting to moving in, coming in from the west, over from New York, over the Adirondacks. So that's pretty much telling me we got some weather moving in. Last night we had a beautiful sunset that me and my wife and my daughter went and watched over the lake in the Adirondacks. I'll probably plug a picture of that into the video so you can see. But we have some really nice sunsets over here over the lake in the Adirondacks. It's really something spectacular. I think it kind of rivals sunsets anywhere in this country. That's just me personally, but I hear that a lot from a lot of people. Yeah, you can see these clouds are starting to be wispy. That means those are weather clouds moving in. I can see what might look like snow clouds up there a little high. You can see they're starting to come down a little bit. There might be strands of snow falling and melting before it hits the ground. So, according to the weatherman, we have some snow showers rolling in tonight, which is just annoying as hell. But I love the snow, but there's a time and a place for it, and not in damn near the middle of May. It's time for winter to move on. Unfortunately, this winter we had some mild stuff early on, and I always tell people a mild winter early means it's going to be extended well into the spring. Cause and effect. I always tell people that. They get all excited. They have a nice couple warm stretches in January and February, and they think that, oh, this is great. But the reality is you're going to pay for it one way or another. And we certainly have been. Hopefully things are changing. But on a positive note, with all this COVID stuff going on up here in Vermont, things are slowly starting to open back up. just got news today that our golf courses are open to public use. You just one person to a cart unless you're from the same home, which, you know, that's fine. I usually like walking the course for the most part. So talk to my wife, and we maybe go out and hit some golf balls, even though we suck at golf, but there ain't much else to do. We've been fishing. There's some fishermen right there. We come to find out we suck at fishing too. But the water has been so cold that it's been really tough to catch fish unless you're out in the middle of a lake or somewhere, and you can run some stuff based on depth of the water and all that. But they usually, I've been following the fishing reports, they're stocking certain rivers and ponds in here, so usually May time frame is usually the better time to go out and do some fishing. So I might do that later too, I ain't sure, but I wanted to get out on a bike and cruise some of the back roads and do a little shakedown run. My plans are to probably start integrating some fishing into my motorcycling, so I'll bring my fishing pole and put it in my bag and my small tackle box and do some riding and find some spots and cast a reel and see what I come up with. Coming up on Route 7 right here. This is one of our main highways, otherwise known as Ethan Allen Highway in Vermont. It runs north to south. It's like one of our main thoroughfares. It's kind of nice though, with all this stay-at-home stuff. The traffic up in Vermont is normally really low to begin with, and now is extremely low. It's a nice winery right here, Lincoln Peak Winery. But yeah, with this virus craziness going on, it's even quieter than usual up here in Vermont. So I'm gonna actually really enjoy it, get out and ride. Cycle wise, it's a motorcycle dealership. There are Ducati and a couple other Suzuki bikes and whatnot. I go have my bike service there, and my wife has a Suzuki Boulevard Cruiser, so I'll take my bikes down there and get them inspected and have oil changes done on them. I have a buddy who does it, has his own shop. If I can't get up there, which is a good hour and a half ride for me, and I need it done, I usually pop in there. They're good guys. We're coming into Middlebury, so this area right through here, you can see the winery was back there. We're coming up on a road up here, Woodchuck Cider. You might be familiar with them, a pretty popular cidery, and there's a bunch of distilleries down this road and breweries, so it's pretty popular area right through here. I call it Alcohol Road. Obviously most of these places are not doing any business right now due to the virus, but I think you can do some curbside pickup in some of the places. I really like usually going to Otter Creek Brewing. They have a like outdoor barbecue area you can sit at. So this is Woodchuck Cidery. You can see how big it is there, and every summer they have a big they call it cider stock. It's kind of like their mini Woodstock. So they have a bunch of concerts out there, but obviously who knows what's going to be going on with that this summer. That's usually in August, so we'll see what happens with that. Here's a couple of distilleries in here. This is Stonecutter Spirits. There's another one, I think we just passed it, or is it right here? Oh yeah, this is the other one. It's Appalachian Gap Distillery and Tasting Room. So you can see that this little area right down through this road right here is pretty active on between wineries, cidery, breweries, distilleries. I think we're coming up on Otter Creek Brewing right here. Otter Creek, pretty wide distributorship all around the United States. You see it says beer and barbecue open daily. Unfortunately, not anymore. We're not right now. That's, you sit outside, have some barbecue. That's a great place to stop in to grab something to eat if you're in the area. This is coming into the backside of Middlebury, Vermont. Popular college town. Picturesque. A lot of people come in the fall, by the bus loads, and come into the downtown area, take pictures. We'll as I come up on it, I'll keep the camera rolling, but you can see the nice big churches and the water. There's a waterfall there, and then a bunch of shops, and it's your like little quintessential Vermont town. Got a lot of character, a lot of charm. A fuel truck here. Don't know what your guys' fuel prices are like in your area, but right in this area, so this spot right here, is this guy turning? All right, he's turning. This is at $1.60 a gallon, but there's a couple gas stations up in this area. They're like $1.50. I just filled up for $1.50. It's kind of weird because 10 miles north of here, it's 40 cents more a gallon, which is insanity. I don't know how they get away with that, but they seem to. Like, I could drive 5 miles north from my house and pay a lot more money and drive 5 miles south of my house and save myself 40 cents a gallon, which is pretty significant, especially when you're filling up your big truck. Not so much on the bike, but so we're coming into the backside of Middlebury right now. This is one of the more popular restaurants. It's called Fire and Ice. Very nice place in there. Beautiful bar area. Great food. So here we are. We're coming into Middlebury. You see the big church here. Some of the older style buildings. Middlebury Inn across the street over there. Town square. We're gonna go right down through the town. Gotta get my head on the swivel now that I'm back on the bike. I see we got a bunch of little churches here. They're doing some renovations down in you got the train tracks to go under the town here. So this is like the little historic district right through here. And right here there's this bridge. Oh, there's some bikes. There's a bridge right here. What's going on, guys? There's a waterfall. You can't really see it from there, but we just went over it. And this is one of our other favorite stops, Two Brothers Taverns. Two Brothers Tavern, kind of a popular restaurant, watering hole in the area. And this is coming into Middlebury College campus. One of the more expensive colleges in the nation. Most local people can't afford to go there. Most of the kids that go to this college are from out of state. As you can see there, this is the back side of the campus. It's actually a really beautiful campus. You see the church right there. They're all like stone buildings. Absolutely gorgeous campus. They have a heck of a sports program here too, and their sports complex is right up here on the left, and boy has it grown over the years. We got an indoor field house. This is an opera house right there. Indoor field house, hockey arena is in there, basketball. court, the Memorial Field House. Yeah, this is all new right here. It's huge. Their football stadium. They even have their own golf course, which is open to the public. It's called Ralf Meyer Golf Course. And it looks like people are out there enjoying the day, finally golfing. Need to get out there and do that myself. Anyways, well, that's Middlebury. We're going to be coming out of town into some of the back roads, so I'm going to sign off here and maybe check back in a different part of the ride. But it's good to be back out on the bike again, and I'll be definitely loading up a lot more. Let me slow down here. There's a cop sitting here. I'll definitely be loading up a lot more videos now that the motorcycle season's here. I'll be getting the wife out on her bike, and we'll do some dual moto vlogs where I got my helmet set up so you can hear our conversations, which is kind of nice. Anyways, till next time, later, stay safe.